Over the past year, the coronavirus has had a great impact on pretty much everyone in the world. Uh, all businesses shut down and all the schools shut down, more importantly. So, a lot of students ended up going to virtual school and through Zoom learning and stuff. And that has had some differing effects, and that's what this presentation is about. So the virtual learning mainly has affected the students' quality of learning, their grades, and even their mental health. So first of all, a big problem that I've personally experienced has been the quality of learning. Uh, that's been a big problem because through the virtual medium, it's not the same as in a classroom. So the communication between the teacher and the student is not the same. And a lot of things that people have found, especially this coming from estudent.org, that a lot of teachers are focusing on, quote, theory over practice. This basically means they're teaching the kids the concepts to what they're learning, whether that be in math and science, but they're not giving them a lot of homework or practice with it. So in a normal year, you'd get the homework, you'd get the classwork, and that helps you better your understanding of the topic. But right now, a lot of students are saying they're just getting the topics, they're not getting the practice, so it's not going to resonate with them, which could be a problem due like in coming tests. And they also said they've had a problem because they don't have face-to-face interaction. So normally in a classroom, if you have a question, you could just raise your hand, or you could go to the teacher's desk and show them what problem you're working on. But now they have to either speak up during a Zoom meeting, which could be awkward, or they have to email the teachers, which could be hard because sometimes you don't have the teacher's email, and then sometimes they don't answer, and that's a problem. And eventually, if you just don't find out what you're looking for, it starts to affect your grade, which brings us to the next problem, which is the students' grades. A lot of schools have reported the most Fs they've ever seen among students. And one of the main reasons for that is even the smart kids from past years have been getting Fs, and that's because a lot of them, they've found, according to chalkboard.com, have just lost interest. They don't stay at their computer. They don't stay engaged in the class. They'll walk away and get food, and they just don't care. They won't submit assignments online, and their grades have suffered greatly for it, which could affect their future chances of graduating high school even, and getting into college. So that could be a huge problem. And another reason is just because they don't understand the learning, whether that be teachers just giving them PowerPoints or teachers teaching them through there. A lot of things get muffled. A lot of things teachers will forget to say and goes unsaid. And so the students go not understanding the topic, which again could be detrimental going into standardized tests or SATs, ACTs, stuff like that. And that's a big problem. And on top of all these educational issues, there's also the mental problems. A study has shown that a lot of kids since they're isolated, they're losing interest in things like college because the pandemic has kind of taken away like their plans, and a lot of students like planning ahead, and now they're not interested in college because they don't know what their plans are, because they can't plan ahead because of the pandemic. And Cape Cod Times 2020 did a survey showing a lot of kids are actually developing sleep problems due to the worry, depression, and stress and low confidence that have come from doing the virtual learning, which in themselves are problems. And on top of it, when they're causing sleep trouble too, that's a big issue, and that's not good at all. So in conclusion, these problems are really tough and challenging, and a lot of students are just having a tough time, and a lot of them don't have a choice either. Like here in Florida, a lot of students have a choice. They can choose to go back in school, which is nice, or they can choose to stay home. But in states like California and New York, I think they're not allowed to. They have to stay home, and it's affecting their grade and possibly their future. And with the mental health problems, a lot of experts are expecting they aren't just going to go away and they'll continue later on in that student's life, which is really bad, obviously. So a lot of professionals, as the pandemic is going on with no immediate end, a lot of professionals are trying to figure out solutions to these problems to make the virtual learning a better experience and for it to have less negative effects.